there is one more line graph I want to cover, and unfortunately this line graph is not covered in the book in chapter 3. They do use it in a later chapter, but I wish they had a passage specifically for this chart, as this is pretty useful, and it is called Sparkline chart. Sparkline chart is a trend chart. So you have x-axis is time, and then you plot whatever that you want to plot. Maybe it is sales, or maybe it is, you see this in Wall Street indexes, okay, over time. So you see the line going up and down. So it shows the trend over time. But sparkline charts can be used to show trend for lots of different dimensions, all in one panel, one pane. Okay. Here, the actual value of the marks is not that important. What is important is the kind of trend we see. Is it going upwards or downwards and things like that. Only trend is important. Okay. So here we will do both discrete as well as continuous. So let's start with discrete time. So we start with order date. Okay. And okay, we change the quarter to month. Okay. Now we'll reduce the
Are you going to filter out by year and leave all 4 years?
What's that?
Are you going to filter out by year?
No, I'm going to keep, I want to keep all the 4 years, because we're talking about trend over time here. So, but actually, yeah, I mean, we could probably filter out these two and look at just 14 and 15. But let's just keep all the 4 years. All right. So now, product category. Well, before that. Okay. Let's put sales down here. Okay. So now we have a trend chart, right, for each year. So this is a sparkline chart, actually, if you think about it. But usually sparkline charts will have more layers within the panel. So let's bring in product category and drop it in front of sales. So now we have the trend lines are broken up for each category. Now let's bring in product subcategory and drop it right after product category. Okay. So now we have all of these different charts. So we need to squeeze them, okay, like let's see whether we can bring them all in one panel. Okay. So now we have everything. Here, let's expand it a little bit. Okay. All right. And we can squeeze this. right. Next, what we need to do is to clean up the chart a little bit, because we don't need, remember the Sparkline charts, what's important is trend rather than the actual values. So, so we need to go and edit the axis, okay, and instead of using the same, again, because trend is what we are looking for, we really don't need all the axes to be of uniform range. So, we change that to independent axis ranges for each row and column. So, depending upon the values in each of those cells, the y-axis range for the y-axis scale will be different. And we really don't care about the actual values, and remember, it's the trend that we are after. So, and then we can get rid of that, and we don't even need these values 0k, 20k. So, we can get rid of that too by going what title? Oh no, title is that there. No. Okay, I probably need to expand it a little bit to be able to. Okay, there. So, now I need to uncheck show header. Okay, so that will suppress the axis for us. Okay, so now I'll compress this somewhat. Okay, and you can probably rotate that label and hide the field labels. Okay, these two field labels can go. All right, so we can hide that field label as well, and we don't need the month. Okay, so show header. I'll get rid of that. Okay. Now we need to increase the width here. And you can say monthly trend, monthly sales trend by product category and subcategory. Okay. Now, we may want to combine some of these. Remember, we did the low sales values of office supplies. Now, we can group them, right, and change the alias to just other office, okay, and change the aliases of some of these sub categories, so it will fit and you will be able to see what each of them are. So, we probably want to do that a little bit. Okay. Now, one more thing we can do is to add a layer of color, say for profit percentage. Okay. So, we already have profit percentage. Right. We can bring in profit percentage to color, right. Okay. So, now we have profit percentage color, diverging color, say orange and blue, and one way to do color here in Sparkline chart is, since we are talking about profit, being the color being used for profit, we can use say, so here the profit percentage goes from almost 5 to 19. So, we could probably center it at 0 and negative profit as red. So, maybe that red. Okay. And then this side, the large profit as black. All right. So, instead of using one way, you have diverging colors here, right. Intensity increases this way for black and this way for red, or we can have a stepped color of 2 where all negative profit is red, all positive profit is black. Okay. So, now you apply that. You have a so each product, okay, so you have the ups and downs, okay, not exactly the actual units of sales, but just a trend is shown. So, this is called Sparkline chart. Okay. All right. So, now to do this in continuous time is pretty easy. So, I am going to just simply duplicate this chart. All right. And remove year. Okay. So, now we have all the 4 years combined into monthly values, okay, and then change month to from discrete to continuous. All right. So, now we have one continuous line from the first month of 2012 to the last month of 2015. Okay. So, get rid of that. Okay. So, this is a Sparkline for continuous time, okay, all the way from the first year to the last year.
Which one's more common, like discrete or continuous?
I mean, it depends on which what chart you're looking at. Sparkline chart, I would say, is continuous time. So, because it is trend, we are looking at trend. So, that's what you would normally be interested in. If you're interested in seasonality, okay, whether there is any, we talked about seasonality last time. So, there is a repeating ups and downs. Okay, if that's what you're interested in, then you will do discrete time, just to look at what the fluctuations are for a given seasonality. Okay, suppose we can add a little bit of labeling here, right? Say we put labels. Obviously, we don't want all the labels. So minimum and maximum. Then format that to now that you have to be very careful though, because so vertical and okay, so like that. If that will add value, but you have to be careful because there is a good chance that it's going to make it very unreadable.